All right, for those of you that don't know me, my name is Mike Johnson, and I am Terry's firstborn and also her favorite of her 3 children. So in case you were wondering, I am the favorite. The other 2, Ryan and Terrell, are right there. First of all, I'd like to thank everybody for coming for this very special event, and I speak for all 3 of us when I say we're very happy to see many familiar faces, not only from our childhood, but my mother's as well. And not only have you all been a very intricate part of my mother's life, you have been involved in ours as well because of your love for her and your desire to see her happy. Even though if we don't know each other that well, we know you've had our love and support over the years through all of our triumphs and tragedies, and we appreciate that very much. And we are all one big family, and at the Hub, keeping us together, connected, and in touch is the woman we are here celebrating tonight, our mother and your friend, Terry Coleman. List the reasons how great she is, how much love we all have for her, and how lucky we all are to have her, but that just really wouldn't be any fun. She'd want me to say that her food is the best, and that her support is unwavering, and that her love totally unconditional. But we all know that her cheesecake has been known to have glass in it a few times.
I knew you were going to do that. I just knew it.
I still don't think she has a clue what I do for a living. And she only really, really loves you when you wear the right clothes, date the right person, have the right job, and obey her ridiculous rules. I have never known a woman that loved life and the people in it as much as she does. She loves her God, her husband, her friends, her work, her overly abundant social life, and of course her children and her grandchildren. So speaking of some of these ridiculous rules, I'm going to let you know the rules of being one of her children and letting her love you. Rule number 1, you must never mention a favorite food that or anything else that you really like to eat or drink. Because if you do, you'll have this food in abundance every single time you've set foot in the house. When I was in college, I had some of her delicious ranch Chex Mix, and have now consumed at least 50 pounds, as you can see, since that day. Now, it got so bad that when I would come home from college, she would actually pack boxes for me to take back to school, which usually made it from the kitchen to, unfortunately, the garage, the garbage can in the garage. Because at the end of the day, who really needs 5 pounds of Chex Mix every month or 2? One little taste would be fine. And since we're on the topic of food, let's go to rule number 2. Never accept from my mother, and I know most of you have had to do this at some point, anything that she says is homemade or homegrown. When she says something is homemade, what she really means is, I bought this at the store 2 weeks ago and no one else will eat it, or I am sick of it. If she tells you something is homegrown, what that really means is, this fruit is too old, no one else has eaten it, and it already looks bruised and discolored, so I will tell my children it is homegrown. As a general rule of thumb, don't ever accept anything my mother gives you if it's wrapped in tip foil or a Ziploc bag, because if it was really that good, she probably would have eaten it herself. Rule number 3. Now, there is regular time and there is Terry time. Now, regular time for us is basically, I will be there around 5 for dinner, which means that I'm going to try to get in, eat, drink, and get out as quickly as I possibly can. Now, Terry time means you will be there at 5, obviously for some ranch-flavored Chex Mix. And then you're going to have a bottle or 2 or 3 of wine with Jim. Then you're going to eat as much food as you can possibly finish, and then you're going to have a dessert that you told your mom you didn't want in the first place, didn't want while you were eating it, and now don't want it while you have just finished it. After that, you're going to have another bottle of wine with Jim. And then you're going to have to go teach my mother how to turn the computer on again for the 100th time. I mean, it's so bad that I do not know the password to my own accounts, but I can tell you my mother's password in an instant just to get onto AOL. You got to understand that my mother loves us very much, and she wants to spend every possible minute with us, which is fine, but it has to follow her procedures and her expectations. She plans a fabulous dinner, has lots to tell you, and wants to know every single detail of your life. So you better be on time, because she's going to call you at 5:01 and want to know where you are. Rule number 4. If you ever mention the word need 2 months before any birthday or any Christmas, you shall receive. And most likely, so will everyone else. See, my mother loves to have a theme to every type of holiday or major event. So if you say, Mom, I really need a pair of warm pants, you will get some fleece-lined khakis, as will your wife, your sister, your brother, your kids, and your stepfather and everybody else. And your aunt, of course. Can't mention her. Now, I don't know why Cheryl and Terrell never seem to mention that they need diamonds, but they do seem to be doing pretty well on their own. Now, rule number 5 is probably, I have to say, my favorite and definitely Cheryl's favorite. And that is, when you finally have the ability to move out of the house, never, and I mean never, move back in. Now, this includes coming home for the holidays, as Stephanie can tell you, or coming home after college 3 or 4 times, as Ryan and I can probably tell you. But staying at home means, well, staying at Terry's house when you live out of town happens very frequently, and she wants to remind you it is not a vacation. Because no matter how late you stay out the night before, or how tired you are from traveling, she will expect you to be awake at 7 o'clock doing something constructive. Now, for 35 years, I have always wanted to know what the definition of constructive is. And for my mother, that basically means anything but sleeping. So if it is, you can do anything in the house as long as it's not sleeping past 7:01 in the morning. You're not, yeah, and at the same time, you've got to have all of your activities planned out for the day. Because she wants a full download of every detail from the night before, down to the detail of what that other person ate and what that person wore. And I really believe that she wants to know that so she can basically make a comment on it. You are not allowed to eat or snack before dinner, and if she doesn't like your daily plans, you will hear about it. But on the flip side, it's a great time to stock up on new clothes, new furniture, and calories. Finally, rule number 6. Now, this is the most important rule. Never have children, because then the love fest will kick into overdrive. Now, first thing she's going to try to do is name your children. And then she will tell you, she will continually remind you of how bad your choices are. Then she will want you to come over more, which means more food and more Terry time. And if you don't have any kids, if you do have kids, you can't spend the night, because then you will never get any sleep. And finally, she will just expect you to make more of them and continue the vicious cycle. So now, it's time to follow Terry's orders, grab some food, grab a drink, and if you're not already, be married and make some babies. But for everybody, there is no sleeping in, and since it is her birthday, everybody has to get up at 7 a.m. So please raise a glass and help me toast Terry, wife, sister, grand, elder, and of course, Mom. We love you.
Oh my goodness. That was
like that?
too much information.
Way too much information. Way too much.
That's awesome. I want to copy that.
That was so adorable and so true.
So true, I know.
Oh yes, oh God, yes. Oh God.
That was great.
You like it?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Terrell actually wrote the first draft. Yeah.